Good afternoon again. Welcome back to Recovery with Ike. Today, I want to talk a bit about the isolation of a drug addiction. The thing is, in the state of addiction, an addict will isolate themselves from the world, from their friends, their family, their peers. What they'll find is that they might even start gravitating towards groups of people that, that behavior is conducive with. But more often than not, they start to isolate themselves and, pull away from close friends, close family members and people that wish them well. Now, it's odd that at this time, whilst we're going through the lockdown or, we are coming out of it, the word of the day is isolation. You must isolate yourself to protect your family, to protect your friends, to save lives. And for an addict, that's, perfect, because that's what they do. They isolate. They are no strangers to isolation. And, in order to combat that, isolation isn't the key. We've got to start coming together. And that's what this Child of God platform really does. It brings people together. It's about bringing something back into this world, something positive. It's about, reconnecting with the community and putting back into the community something that's of value. Because in isolation, that's where the internal thoughts go in. That's where the addict's brain starts to kick in. And you'll see that all of their negative thoughts just reverberate around their head and continue to flow, which then takes them on that negative spiral, that downward spiral, where they're, using more and self-isolating and, just disconnecting from the world and disconnecting from God and their higher power. It's about reconnecting, reuniting, remembering who you are, remembering yourself with your higher power and with your God. What's wild about all this? It's like coronavirus. It don't discriminate. Addiction doesn't discriminate either. You could be rich, poor, celebrity, exclusive, inclusive, reclusive, outwardly personality kind of type. Addiction doesn't discriminate. Often when, even I would have thought of an addict, I would have thought of a bum on the street corner, somebody who's down and out, picking up the cigarette butts and things like that, and that's not the case. You got your high-end celebrities that are addicted. This does not discriminate people, and it kills. It really does. What do you think when you see an addict or a person on the street down and out? You think like, come on man, get your act together. I know I did. Now, I want to help you. I want to reach out. I want to give you hope. Because a drug addict doesn't usually start out as a drug addict. They never do. They're usually self-medicating from something. They're usually trying to ease a certain pain. And they find solace and respite in using that substance. And then they maybe do it again. They find that when they've taken that substance, they ease that pain. And then they do it again. And then again. And then it becomes a habit. And then, lo and behold, it's an addiction. Before they even know that they're even in that throw. So, it's like, how do we help these people? These people are sick. Yeah, throwing them in jail isn't going to solve the problem. Because the problem lies deeper than in the drug itself, in the drug addiction, because that is just a symptom. That is something that's just manifesting throughout. And it more than likely is there's something deeper down within their spirit, within their psychology that they are hiding from. And the only way to deal with this is to really open up and become honest. Now, I know there are people out there that are feeling this. There are people out there that are going through this, and I bet you there are people watching that are experiencing this, or you know somebody who's going through this. Try opening up to people. Try reaching out. Reach out to us, the team at the Child of God. This has really been something that's close to my heart, and I want to touch somebody with a word of hope, some form of inspiration that you feel that you can recover. Over the next couple of days, we're going to really delve deep into the recovery process, the 12 steps process, and how we can implement it and how we can actually use that in our lives to help us recover. You know why I'm so hyped and intent on recovery? Because a lot of the things and systems we've got in place out there at the moment dealing with these things aren't what we need. It's almost like just putting a plaster on a situation. It's an effervescent flowing leak. So yeah, think about this. An addict, someone who is masking their pain, who has got some underlying issue. Maybe they've had a situation in their life that they are self-medicated against. They're on autopilot. They find themselves driving to work or wherever else it may be. Or they find themselves with a mouthful of pills or a bottle full of whiskey next to them, or a needle hanging out their arm, or a crack pipe next to them, or they're racking up doing lines and lines and lines. They need hope. The thing is, there is hope, and it's about instilling that hope, because that same addict who, is using whilst at work may end up losing their job. They lose their job, they've got no money. They end up breaking into someone's house and stealing something. They get arrested. They might even go to jail for it, or say they've got a fine. But now they've got a criminal record, it's difficult for them to get work. They find that they're sleeping on their friend's sofa. They overstay their welcome. Now they're on the streets. Now that's where we see them. Behind every single one of those people that we see on the street, there's a story. I'm sure there's a story. And I want to reach out. I want us all to reach out. I want to be a part of a solution and really make a significant change in this world. There is hope for all of the addicts out there. And the 12-step program is something that can give that hope and that faith. But it's going to take a lot of courage to get through it. But we're going to do this together. I'm going to go over the 12 steps over the next few days. And I'm going to detail how and a few places where you can actually connect with like-minded people and people that can help get through this. Thank you for checking me out. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. God bless you. And bye. Bye. Bye for now.